Fantastic. So we have to thank God for the fact that we are able to come live at last. You're welcome to Business Bible Study once again. What is the secret of the wealthiest people in the world? Those guys you see on Forbes list, from Mark Zuckerberg to Warren Buffett to Jeff Bezos to Dangote. What is their secret? From all my studies, I've studied, quite a number of the people on the Forbes list, studied quite a number of successful people in different fields, in-depth study of them. And from all my studies, I've realized that there is just one thing that is their secret. One thing, one word. Tenacity. This is the major differentiating factor between a wealthy person and a poor person. That when they are in the face of challenges, when challenges are right in front of them, when they have obstructions right in front of them, what will they do? This is the major differentiating factor. However, how do we know if you have tenacity or not? How do we know if you are able to overcome challenges when they come your way and get yourself to millionaire status and then to billionaire status, and maybe even like Elon Musk, almost get to, because Elon Musk is probably the guy that has the highest level of tenacity that I've ever known. Honestly, that guy is tenacious. That guy is tenacious. The things that he has had to break through in order to get to where he is. So I'm not surprised when the projections are saying that Elon Musk is likely to be the very first trillionaire in the world. Of course, recorded trillionaire in the world. I am not surprised at all, because this is a guy who every single time he tried to, make a reusable rocket, $100 million, boom, blows up, and then he will do it again, $100 million, blows up. That guy is tenacious. In any case, what is it that makes you know if you have this trait in you? It is a word that is very closely related to it, a cousin of it, and that is consistency. Consistency. You see people who say they want to lose weight. They start, going to the gym. They register at the gym. And then 2 weeks in, they stop. There is nothing even blocking their way, but 2 weeks in, they stop. They are not consistent, and so they cannot be tenacious. You see certain people who start out in their spiritual journey saying, I'm going to pray maybe 30 minutes every day, maybe 1 hour every day. I'm going to read my Bible every day. And then 1 week in, they stop. They are not consistent. And so they can't even be tenacious. You see people who decide and say, okay, I'm going to stop this particular bad habit. And because I'm stopping, and in order to stop this bad habit, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then after a while, they are back to that habit. If you fall into this category, and guess what? 99% of the world population fall into this category. That is why only less than 1% of people in this world are billionaires. So the truth is, if you can only take the things that I will teach you today, and I will teach you from scriptures, you can only take these things to heart and embody them, you will be amongst the 1% of the whole world, and automatically also having this trait will make you amongst the billionaires in this world. Honestly, without fail. Without fail. So if you find yourself in this category, pay attention to every single thing I'm saying in this video. In fact, take a pen, take a notepad, and write things down. Because if you're not consistent, you cannot be tenacious. If you're not consistent, you cannot be tenacious. One thing about, okay, so let's go into scriptures. Joshua chapter 6. Joshua chapter 6, I'll not read it particularly. In the book of Joshua chapter 6, we see Joshua confronts a wall called the Wall of Jericho. And when he confronted the wall, in the middle of the night one day, he went out and he was pondering, how am I going to pass through? How am I going to get to the other side of this wall? Then he met a man. God sends someone to him, an angel. And the angel told him, the angel said, you are to walk around this wall once every day for 6 days. And on the 7th day, you are to walk around the wall 7 times. Now, if what it takes to bring down the wall of Jericho is to walk around the wall 13 times, why didn't the angel just say, walk around the wall 13 times in one day? Why didn't he say, walk around the wall 6 times today, then walk around the wall 7 times tomorrow, and then that will be 13 times, because that's what it takes to bring down the wall. What actually God was doing for the people of Israel and for Joshua was he was giving them a test of consistency. There are certain things that will never go down except by consistency. There are certain prayer points that will never be answered, even if you decide to pray for 24 hours in one day. You have to pray for 24 days, 1 hour every day for 24 days for those prayer points to be answered. There are certain things you will never achieve in your life except you are consistent at doing it. If you like, go to the gym, for example, and stay in the gym for 2 whole days, spend 48 hours in the gym, all your 48 hours in the gym. When you leave the gym, you will be looking exactly the way you came in. The only way that that transformation happens is that you are doing it every day for a long period of time. So what actually happened with the Wall of Jericho was that God was giving us a template, and it was in essence also giving Joshua and the Israelites a test of consistency before he brings down that wall. Because think about it, just think about it. We bring ourselves together, and this is a very, very long wall, and we walk around it without speaking on Monday. Then Tuesday, we stand up and we walk around it without speaking again. Nothing is happening. The wall remains there. Then on Wednesday, we stand up and we go and walk around it. By now, don't you think we'll be getting tired? Because nothing is happening. So by the 3rd day, 4th day, it's normal to start getting tired. But you have to still show up on the 5th day. And then nothing is happening. And then we will have to call each other again today and say, let's go and do it again on the 6th day. It doesn't look, we've been doing this for 5 days and nothing has happened. And we have had to be quiet. Nobody should talk. Nobody should say anything. Just walk around quietly. And then we did it for the 6th day, and then nothing happened. And then on the 7th day, we went around the first time, went around the second time, went around. By now, I am tired. And then we go around the 6th time, and then when we're going around the 7th time, they now say we should make a noise, blow the trumpets and all that. I don't feel like, ordinarily, I don't feel like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted just from doing this every single day and doing it all these times. But what God was looking at was, if you are not consistent, then you don't deserve the milk and honey in that land. And so because they were consistent, they were able to get there. 2 Kings chapter 5. 2 Kings chapter 5. We read the story of Naaman. Naaman, the Syrian general, I don't know if it's Syrian, but I think it's Syrian. The general in the army who had leprosy, and it was on his forehead. Very bad case. He came to meet Elisha for healing. And then Elisha said, you are to go to the Jordan River and wash in the river 7 times. My God, why does he have to wash? It's the same river, it's the same guy. Ask him to stay in it for 7 seconds. Ask him to stay in it for 70 seconds. Why does he have to come out, then go back in, then come out, then go in? It's the same thing. Why does he have to come out and let him just stay in there for whatever time is required, and then he will get his healing? But then you say, go in, come out, go in, come out. It was a test of consistency. It was a test because there are certain heights you cannot get to without this trait, consistency. It was a test of his consistency. If you are, I'm sure, but I mean, he goes in the first time, comes out, he asks his guys, has the leprosy reduced? No, it's exactly the way it was. He goes in the second time, comes out, it has reduced, right? No, sir, it's exactly the way it was. He goes in the third time, comes out, tell me it has reduced now. No, it's exactly the same way it was. Now, do you think it feels like going in the fourth time? No, but he goes in the fourth time, comes out. Don't tell me it's still there. It's still there exactly the same way. It's not reducing per time that you go in. Fifth time, he goes in, comes out. Is it still there? Yes, it's still there. To him, it's like, I'm wasting my time. Then he goes in the sixth time, comes out. It's still there, right? Then he goes in the seventh time, comes out. And then all of a sudden it is out. It's away. It's gone. If he had stopped the sixth time, he would have gone back home the exact same way it was. And that's the problem with many people. Sometimes you've been doing a particular business. It's been rough, it's been tough, but you probably stopped 6 months to the breakthrough. You probably stopped 3 months to the breakthrough. Just imagine if Mark, because Mark had it very tough at the beginning, but just imagine if Mark stopped when he, stopped making Facebook. Just imagine, I'm sure you probably know Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast was on YouTube for 5 years before he made any money. Just imagine if he stopped at the 4th year, 9th month. It would have been 3 months to becoming the Mr. Beast that we know today. God always tests your consistency to see if you deserve that great place. He always tests your consistency. I pray that you pass. I pray. So you have to build in yourself the ability to be consistent, because it is that trait that is going to help you to stay the long run. See, the truth is, like I said, 99% of people don't have this trait. So when you talk about competition only happens amongst people that are not consistent. The few that are consistent and that get to the top, when they get there, the other people who also are able to get there, they don't compete, they collaborate. Because they are very few. There are only a few people that stay in an industry for 30 years, for 40 years, and those guys are usually at the top of that industry. Progress is far better than perfection. Progress, continuous progress, is far better than perfection. Why? Because perfection is actually a facade. It's not real. There is no such thing as perfection. We used to think that the iPod was perfect. We used to think it was perfect until we now had the iPhone. We used to think the Walkman was perfect before the iPod came. We used to think that a Mercedes-Benz V-Boot was perfect before they brought in the S-Class and the Maybachs and co. So perfection actually does not exist. So if you're trying to I just want to get it right now, I just want to get it right now, I just want to get it right now, you're running a race that you can't win, because perfection does not exist. You just need to show up. You just need to show up and take one step, take the next step, take the next step, take the next step. It's more powerful when you do that. It's about showing up. It's about putting in the effort and growing every day. That's it. It's not about trying to be at the very, very top. No. It's about just climbing one step at a time, one step at a time. That's what gets you to the very top of the mountain. That's what gets you to the very top of the mountain. Bill Gates said something. He said, we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but underestimate what we can achieve in 10 years. I'll repeat that. We often overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year and then underestimate what we can achieve in 10 years. In other words, you want to become the captain of your industry in 1 year. You're overestimating. You're trying to just within 1 year. Calm down. But guess what? You're not thinking of what can I achieve in 10 years. But I'm telling you, whatever it is that you're thinking about, the captain of industry, you are underestimating. Because just by being consistent for 10 years, you will achieve greater than what you can imagine by yourself, just by being consistent for 10 years. So what are the strategies that you need in order to be consistent, and then, by extension also, be tenacious in the face of challenges? Number one is that you block out time to do it. You block out time to do it. I'm sure that, what's his name? Joshua must have told the Israelites, at so and so time every single day, we will go out and do this. If you don't set a time to do it, you have not set yourself to do it. If you don't set a time to say, okay, I want to consistently go to the gym every day, for example, so I have to be up by 5 a.m. and out of the house at maybe 5:15 to get to the gym. If you don't set that time out, you will not achieve it. If you don't set the time to say, okay, I want to pray for 1 hour every day, and so 9 p.m. every day, I will start praying, you will not achieve it. If you don't set out the time every single day that you should study, every single day that you should, do whatever it is that you need to do for your business to grow, you will not achieve it. You will not. The first step is that you set out the time. And what I always do is I put an alarm on. I have a time in which I must post on social media every single day for the sake of my business. And I have the alarm on my phone. There's a time set for it. I must post this at so and so time. I have the alarm set for 30 minutes before, so that if the post isn't ready yet, I can get it ready within 30 minutes and make sure it is out there. That is going to help my business. And that's because I am not the kind who, it's not natural for me, to post on social media regularly. But I need to. So I set the time. You need to set the time at which you're going to do your cold reach outs. I'm going to reach out to 5 people every single day. You can't just say that. You have to set the time. When it's 9 a.m. every day, I will reach out to 5 people. Cold emails, cold DMs, whatever it is. And then you set an alarm 30 minutes before 9 o'clock. That's 8:30, and say, in 30 minutes time, you have to reach out to 5, and then you prepare your mind for it to get you there. Okay, so you have to block out the time to do it every day. Number 2, community. This guy is dead. Community. You need to be in a community of like-minded people who will inspire you and who you guys are on a journey together. You're on a journey together. I'm very sure that if it was only one Israelite, it would have been very difficult to continue for 6 days. It would have been very difficult if it was just one Israelite. But because they were not just a tribe, a nation, and in different tribes, different little, communities, because of that, it was easy. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes, it says 2 are greater than 1. Why? Because when one falls, then there's another one to help him up. So on the day when I'm not feeling consistent, that's why you see there's a term called gym bros. Those who go to the gym regularly, they have communities. So that on the day when I don't feel like going, someone is there to push me up. Someone is there to help me to start. So it's important that you have a community of like-minded people around you. You're doing business, you want to attain a certain thing in business. Where is your community? The reason God told us in the book of Psalms that we should not forsake the fellowshipping together of brethren, no matter how spiritual you are, don't forsake it, is because He knows that without our fellowshipping together, our spirituality will die. Let's say you have, in Africa we have this means of cooking, which is everywhere around the world, with wood, firewood, and then we put all the wood together, and we set the fire up, and everything is burning. The wood is burning very well. If you take out one piece of wood and you put it in a separate place, no matter how hot that wood is, the moment it is separated from the other, logs of wood, that one will get cold. So the reason God said that we should keep the Sabbath day holy and that we should never forsake the fellowship together of brethren is because He knows that for us to be consistent in our spiritual walk, we need community. We need community. Now, you probably are a part of a church, and that's fantastic. And that's for your spiritual walk. And your spiritual walk has been good. The days when it seems like your spirit is down, you go to church, pastor preaches a powerful message, the choir sings a powerful song, and somehow you are revived again. And that has been helping you in your spiritual journey. Fantastic. But what's happening? It probably helps you also in school. In school, you are down, you don't feel like studying, but when you see other guys studying, you also pick up your books and you study, and then that keeps you up, for school. But what's happening with your financial journey? Who are your friends? Who are the people who together you guys are trying to attain a particular goal, financial goal? Many people ignore that part of their life, yet it's one of the most important parts of their life. The Bible says, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So your health, which, like being in the gym, eating healthy and all that stuff. Many people, especially women, have other friends who tell them, oh, this is the healthy thing to eat. This, I don't give this to my children anymore, and all that. They have that community around them. People have, community around them for going to the gym. Fantastic. Your spiritual life, I wish that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul. Your spiritual life, you have your church, you have your prayer group that you're a part of, you have all that. Good, fantastic. So health is settled. I hope that health is settled though. Health is settled. Spiritual life is settled. Then the last one, I wish that you prosper. Where's the community for your prosperity? Where are the people who, when this person sees an opportunity, brings it to everyone else in that community? And that's why many people are not wealthy. That's why many people are not attaining their financial goals, because they don't have the community, which is one of our major goals in the Biblical Billionaire Club. To have a community of people around us that everybody is helping the other person to grow. I can't count the number of people who have said, oh, I got this support from this person, I got this promotional support from this person, was a part of, bought my product, this person, in fact, there was somebody who recently said that he had, he needed to set up a particular place and all that, and he put it on the Biblical Billionaire Club group and said, who can supply me this furniture and these fittings and all that stuff? And the person supplied it to him without even him paying a kobo. And then after supplying it to him, he had not even paid. But because they are both part of a community trying to help each other grow, that person was willing to supply to him without paying a kobo and for him to pay afterwards. Now, are you a part of such a community? Are you in any community where everybody is helping to grow, helping each other to grow? Why are the Jews so rich? Why are they envied by many? Because of their wealth. Research says that once a dollar enters into the hand of a Jew, that dollar goes round the Jews at least 12 times before it goes out of the Jewish community. Goes round 12 times. For the Indians, that dollar goes round 10 times before it goes out. Once I'm rich, once I'm a part of the community and I make money, you're making money too. And then this guy is making money. And it becomes easier to attain our financial goals. So do you have that community? Do you have that community? Because that community is what's going to help you. Sometimes in the Biblical Billionaire Club, this person shares, interestingly, let me share this. 4 members of the Biblical Billionaire Premium Club, 4 members were accepted into the Tony Elumelu Foundation program. 4 members of the club. Community. Okay, let me go on because of time. Number three. Audience. Oh, this is such a powerful one. I could teach this for 2 hours. You need an audience. You need certain people to be watching you. Some of them hailing you, some of them cursing on you and trying to get you to fail. Very powerful. Very powerful. Without an audience, sometimes you get tired. But when there are certain people who, I see sometimes when I'm scrolling on Instagram and then somebody says 30 days of doing 10 push-ups, for example, 30 days of doing, and he has to show up every day for 30 days to do 10 push-ups. Now, if on a particular day he doesn't feel like doing his push-ups, he remembers that I have an audience on Instagram and they're going to ask. So because of that, he shows up and he's consistent. When you have an audience, you become very consistent. When you have family members who you have told that this is where I'm going to, this is what I want to achieve, at any point when you feel like stopping, you remember that these guys are watching. And if I stop, I would have to explain, and that would be very difficult to do. So an audience, very important. While they were walking around, they had the people of Jericho sitting on the fence and watching them. Very important. While Naaman was dipping his head into the river, each time he came back up, there was an audience. If he felt like stopping the 5th time, he would think, I would look like a failure to these guys, so I need to keep going. The guys, the Israelites walking around the wall, if they felt like stopping on the 5th day, on the 6th day, they'll think, if I don't finish, these guys will laugh at me. I'd laugh at us, because they will say we just walked around and then went back home. What were we doing? Well, I would look like a clown. So you need an audience. You need the audience that is rooting for you. You also need the audience that hates you and does not want you to work or wants to get there. Both very, very important. I'll get off that point now. And then the 4th point, I'll stop at number 4, so I'll just skip to the 5th one. Give yourself a target. Give yourself a target. Honestly, the reason many people are not consistent is because there is no goal post. No matter how good or how much you love football, if you keep playing, and then there is no goal post to score, you get tired at some point. You get tired. No matter how fast you can run, if there is no finish line, you stop at a point because you don't know where the finish line is. So you stop, and you don't know, you may be stopping when you're very close to the finish line. So it's good that you have a target. For example, your target could be, because you want to be consistent on social media, I'm going to do 100 posts. That's your target, 100 posts. So you know that when you show up today, that's day 1. That's 99 posts down, 99 posts to go, 1 down, 99 to go. Day 2, 2 down, 98 to go. You're excited when you get to 56, then you get to 74, then you get to, by the time you get to 100, you have become a whole new person, and posting on social media becomes a normal thing to you. So give yourself a target. I'm going to do this. Many people are not consistent with their savings. They try to save and then they are unable to, keep it up and all that. Many times because they don't have a target. I'm going to save 100,000 naira, for example. And then you are close to 100,000 naira. Tell me, will you stop? No, you won't, because with just 50k more, I will be done. With just 50k more, I will be done. I would have hit my target. And then you hit 100,000 and you say, I'm going to another target of 1 million. And then you keep going and then you hit 1 million. It helps you. I'm going to grow my business to so and so number of branches in the new year. Because of that target, you keep going. Why? Because you have a finish line. So have a target. Have a target. Have a target for yourself. I want to encourage you to be consistent at whatever you do, because this one trait alone is enough to change your life. Be consistent at learning new things concerning money, learning new things concerning your business. Be consistent at growing every single day, every single month. Be consistent at it. I'm inviting you again to the Biblical Billionaire Conference It's one exciting one. Every time I remember the conference, I get very excited because today I was doing the board meeting problems, putting the problems together and all that. I haven't finished because this time around is quite much. I was putting all that together and it was exciting. The fact that people are going to sit down and discuss these particular problems, come up with solutions, and then present it in front of billionaires and in front of all the people. It was exciting to me. Very exciting. So many times the things that we're doing at the conference are just very exciting. You can't afford to miss it. It's for 3 days, 18th to 20th of October, happening at the Redemption City. The ticket is 38,000 naira only. The link to buy the ticket is right there in the description. You can go there, click that link, get the ticket. 38,000 naira only. 38,000 covers the conference materials and free hostel accommodation. If you want a private room for yourself, there are other options there from 30,000 naira up to 150,000, depending on which one you prefer. Pick one. Get your ticket for the conference, and I want to see you at the Biblical Billionaire Conference. There's a whole lot to learn, a whole lot to become, a whole lot of networking to do. We're going to have my mentor, our grand mentor in the Biblical Billionaire Club, Dr. Cosmas Maduka, the chairman of Kostaris Group. We're going to have Dr. Augustine Owomere, chairman of P1 Group. We're going to have Boya Ajayi, the managing director of Toyota in Nigeria. We're going to have Moses Batokwe, the former managing director of Film One Entertainment, now founder of Nile Entertainment. We're going to have Akinola Adetola, the chairperson of Glitz Group of Companies. We're going to have a grant master coming to teach on how to raise or how to get grants in order to start your business. My humble self also, I'll be teaching certain things that I can't even reveal here, are very, very deep. I was going to mention it in one of our classes in the Premium Club recently, and I felt a restraint. Wait till the conference. So thank you so very much. Glad to have had you today. God bless you.